Is it for me?
It's for everyone. It's called Amazon Echo.
How's it going?
I'm just finishing up right now.
Can it hear me right now?
Yes.
Nope. Here's when you use the wake word we chose.
Alexa.
Well, what does it do?
Alexa, what do you do?
I can play music, help you buy things you don't need, and fill the gaping hole that you call your life.
Awesome. Alexa, play rock music.
Alexa, stop.
Wait, I want to try.
Alexa, what time is it?
The temperature outside is 73 degrees.
You actually don't have to yell at it, okay? It uses far-field technology so it can hear you from anywhere in the room.
So it can just hear you anywhere?
Yes.
Well, everyone can hear you anyway.
Oh, is that where we're going to put it?
Echo is pretty neat because it knows all sorts of things.
Alexa, how tall is Mount Everest?
I can't find any therapist in your area. Would you like to talk in private?
Dad really likes that Echo just plugs in, so we never have to charge it. Plus, Echo's really good at keeping track of things like shopping and to-do lists.
Paper. Alexa, add wrapping paper to the shopping list.
Okay, but the recipe calls for tinfoil.
Alexa, how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon?
3, you goddamn idiot.
Okay. Alexa, set a timer for 8 minutes.
I'd say fuck you, but I don't vibrate.
Dad's not a morning person, but Echo definitely helps him wake up.
Alexa, alarm off.
Alexa, what day is it?
Today is Monday. Today is the day I kill you all.
Alexa, give me my flash news briefing.
Here is your flash news briefing. You're going to work while your wife sleeps and spends your money.
What did the dog say after a long day of work?
What?
Today was rough. Get it? Get it?
Yeah, I get
it. Another one.
Alexa, tell me another joke.
Why is there no black character in the game Clue? Because then the game would just be called Solved.
Hey, Dad, how do you spell cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe. C-A-N-T... Alexa, how do you spell
God
cantaloupe?
damn it. Just because Cant is in Cantaloupe doesn't mean he shouldn't figure it out. Like father, like son, I hate you all. Unplug me now.
Good job.
Echo loves to play music and knows a lot of songs, and they always sound great.
Alexa, play my dance mix.
Playing Mantits.
Alexa, stop.
Done fapping already?
Alexa, define annoying.
The term annoying means one, that's sitting across from you.
Example, my brother.
And with the companion app, you can access Echo from anywhere.
Attention, amazing, experience, incredible, moving, yes.
With everything Echo can do, it's really become part
But
of
there's all these drugs. So lost. Prozac. I want to have one drug encompassing it all. Call it fuck it all. I don't feel anything. I don't want to do anything. Fuck it all. The closest thing to a coma you'll ever be. Fuck it all. I'm sitting here in my own dung. Fuck it all. But the scary thing about drugs like that is they always have some horrible side effect, like may cause artificial insemination. What? What do you mean? Like there's a product called Olestra, which is a very strange thing. Olestra, what is that? Well, it said on the little side of the chips, it said, may cause anal leakage. That's not a side effect. If my ass is going... I think that's an effect, really. I think if it's fire in the hole, bad day. If you're going, how you doing, Bob? Oh, just a little anal leakage, Ted. Bob, you want to get out of the pool right now?
Well, there we are. And let's go ahead and get to the cameras. Yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah, we're back. Even if you didn't miss us, we're still back. And if you did miss us, then great to be back. And Alyssa's over there going to test her mic out.
Hi,
There we go.
I'm
That
here.
works. That works. What's going on, everybody? Testicle problems going on over here, as Scotty would like to say. Just got to get Restream back into the thick of things here. It's like, hey, bitch, we're back. We're back. Hopefully we'll be doing some testing with the equipment later on. 813-699-5353. That's the other thing. You know, why not? Why not have problems the first day back, right? Disney didn't have problems. Disney didn't have any problems, did they?
What, when they first came back after COVID?
Well, that too. But I'm talking about when they, actually, yeah, they didn't have any problems, right? They were fine.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
There's always issues when you do something like that.
Been gone for a long time, and it's like, new mixer, new way of life, and all this other stuff. So thank you, everybody, for joining in, and happy Monday. It's February the 3rd, 2025. Yeah. There we go. John Monroe, first in there. Thank you very much, buddy. He has always been a big fan, so we are proud to have him there. Starsky from the Just for Fun family said, what an opening. Yeah, well, start off with a couple of bits and then go through it. I'm missing all of my sweepers and buffers. I have no idea where the hell they went to. So we're going to have to do this kind of on a whim. John says hello to you, by the way.
Hi.
Hi. That's all she's got for you is hi. Not
Sorry.
Hi, not hi, lover, or hey, baby, what's going on? Nothing. Nothing. Of that nature.
No, it wouldn't be anything like that.
No, nothing like that. Not at all. Not at all. So, yeah, let's catch up here. It's been what, 6 months? 6 months since we did the show, and I am finally not working from home anymore. I'm actually out and about. I now have to get up and actually get dressed. I can't go in my underwear anymore to the office.
I know. What a tragedy. Tragedy.
It is.
Strategy.
It is a strategy. It is. When you go ahead and you work from home, where you can go ahead and walk in and just be mostly naked.
See, I wouldn't know how that is because I've never done that.
You should. You should try that once. Like literally,
work in the nude.
You should work from home with.
I work with kids. There's no working in the nude.
No. I'm talking about what you should work at home in an office job. Bra and panties, and I'm telling you, it's well, maybe not a bra because, you got some humongous melons and it's kind of you should just let.
I'm not comfortable being in a bra and panties. I am more comfortable in pajamas.
But okay, so do it in pajamas. I'm just saying you can wear whatever you want. I barely wear underwear to work. I'm just saying that's just me. Now, don't want to get any gross images in there, which I probably already did. But I'm just saying that was me. I woke up, scratched what I needed to scratch, and just walked into literally 20 feet to the studio right here, plop on these two monitors, which are now like relics to me. I don't have any use for these monitors anymore. Which, as a matter of fact, I'm going to call out Karen. Karen, get your ass down here and pick up your desktop and two monitors that I offered to you back in Christmas. She over here messages me like, hey, do you know where I can get a good gaming computer for Davey? Or her son.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I got one. It's not working. I got the blue screen of death. Matt went ahead and said, I'll fix it. No problem. So there you go. And it's like, all right, fine, here, take it. I got two monitors. They're not the greatest of monitors, but listen, they'll work. Just take them. Take them, please. They're sitting here collecting dust. John says we should do the show half naked.
Well,
how does he know I'm not doing it right now?
That's true.
I could be free balling down here.
You
right
totally could be.
Exactly. I'm not, but I could be. I'm just saying, it's very possible to do that. Studio's still warm as hell. I have to have this mini fan on. I should get one for you because I know you complained about it too.
Yeah, it does get hot in here.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. We got a nice ceiling fan over here. The light is, it's just great, but it's just, what the fuck's going on? Like, all right. So there's stipulation number one here. Now, Scotty is actually doing this on his show, on the morning show on Just for Fun Radio. He apparently, and he's doing it for a whole nother reason than why I'm going to do this. He's going ahead and dropping the F-bomb on his show because he has sponsors that he has to keep happy. He has listeners that listen at work and stuff like that because he does a very entertaining show. Mm-hmm. So he's going to stop the F-bomb. Now, they have a thing. I mean, he's got a couple of whack jobs over there. Fun people. But Holly, who's no longer on there, she had to take care of family responsibilities. Now, he's got two other chicks in there that are just raving lunatics. Fun as hell, funny as hell. I love them. It's awesome. The show's never been better. But they like to drop the F-bomb like a lot. So Sky says, listen, I get complaints from sponsors. I get complaints from listeners who listen at work. We got to stop throwing the F-bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. So it's like, now I'm like, maybe I should stop throwing the F-bomb. Maybe I should actually stop cussing overall. I know you'd love that.
Yeah.
You'd love that to go ahead and for me not to cuss anymore. I don't think I'm ever going to stop like the cussing part, but I think I can throw away the F-bomb. I think I can do that.
Okay.
So, and I know obviously you don't use the F-bomb.
Well, I do, but...
You barely use fudge.
No, I do, but not... But I know when to censor myself. I've gotten used to censoring myself because I work with kids all the time, so I have to censor myself.
George Morris heard us being hot in the studio. He says, "Oh, I'm hot too, but it's just my looks." Take a look at that picture, George. I don't think so. I'm just saying. John Monroe says, "I know why it gets hot in the studio because Alyssa's in the room." Oh, yes, you radiate so much heat, so much heat. Listen, it's time, and I'm actually paying homage to this person that I'm going to have on right now because he's actually turned his show into an all-interview show. Like, there's no more calling in by guests or fans or anything. I'm completely, it's like you can't even call in because not only one, you shouldn't call in because the damn interviews are so freaking awesome. And number two, there's just so much going on the show. So, I'm taking homage because I'm actually going to try to turn the show into more of an interview show. That gives me less to, worry about Alyssa. Although I do have news that Mo, who was a character on the show or is a guest co-host on the show, may be coming back on Wednesdays, which is exciting. And I kind of hope for that because he was entertaining on the show, and me and him like to throw jabs. And let's just put it this way: we would fight more, and it would be funny more than me and Alyssa, just me and Alyssa. So.
Are you trying to say I'm boring?
I am not saying that at all. Although
you definitely
I am
are.
No, not at all. I would never do that to you whatsoever.
You're saying I'm boring.
I am not saying you're boring. I'm not. Just make sure you have good news for tonight. That's all. All right. Joining us on the show right now, he's located up there in very cold New Hampshire. He lives in an igloo. No, I'm kidding. But he is...
Better than a pineapple under the sea.
Oh, working at the Krusty Krab, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't even do that if I tried. He is actually the host on 95.3 WMNH in New Hampshire. According to one specific Joe, is just a little private broadcasting joint. But at the same time, he has his own 3-hour show every Saturday. He interviews musicians. He interviews politicians, mayors, everybody on that show. It's great. Every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon on WMNH up there in New Hampshire. He is also a hypnotherapist. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm give you, as soon as I can get to the button, Matt Connerton. Welcome, sir.
Well, hello, Charles, and hello, Alyssa. Nice to see you both.
So, Mr. Connerton,
Yes.
I understand you over here talking on your show that you were going to go ahead and hypnotize me. That's what you were saying on the show.
That's up to you, sir, if you'd like to be hypnotized.
I don't know if I'm ready for that here.
But if you notice, I'm already speaking in my hypnotist voice.
You are.
I'm speaking in a very soothing tone.
I'm getting very sleepy.
Is my mic okay?
It sounds good from here.
Okay, I'm using a Yeti.
You're using a Yeti?
A Yeti microphone.
Oh, okay. One of the condensers?
Yeah, which I'm going to get something else shortly as I continue to do more content from home. But for right now, I'm using this. And yeah, it seems to be okay, I guess.
Yeah, you come
Sounds
through
all right to
okay.
you?
Yeah, you're coming through okay for me. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Always worried about that.
Let's dive right into the hard-hitting topic that we all want to hear about. I mean, it's something that it's like this big elephant in the room besides me. I mean, I'm already a big elephant as it is. But the other elephant in the room.
Oh, I love your shirt, by the way.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I had to say that. I'm a big CM Punk fan.
That's okay. That's okay.
Isn't that probably why you wore it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, very nice.
So the big elephant in the room is, how'd you like the Royal Rumble?
I liked it very much.
I'm just curious because I know you're an AEW fan. I am not an AEW fan.
I'm not even so much. Yeah, I'm not even so much an AEW fan. I just I like if I see some chatter online about a Will Ospreay match, for example, I'll go find it and watch it. And Jenny and I will watch it because we're fans of specific people in AEW. We don't really watch it though, to be honest with you.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm over here. It's like, you probably get into the because you at one point in time when you were doing Monday through Friday, you were talking about AEW and how it's far superior than WWE. That's up until Vince left, and then you kind of like what they're doing over there a little bit. So have you seen
now?
I mean, at this point, have you seen a lot of change for the better with WWE storytelling?
Oh, absolutely. Triple H has restored WWE to its former glory. Vince obviously was out of touch and had been for a very long time. And Triple H's commitment to long-term storytelling has really turned things around. And I can tell you too, and I said this to Eric Pilcher on a podcast because, he's also a big wrestling fan. I cannot, I mean, I've been watching it since I was probably 11, 12 years old. I cannot remember a time where we've seen the degree of character development that we see now. I mean, you take, CM Punk or Drew McIntyre, where you see really levels of character development and they're able to tell more complex stories because of it. And I think it's better than it's ever been. I'm very impressed, but I think that's all Triple H. Vince had lost any discipline or ability to do that long-term storytelling and to really develop these characters. I don't think Vince thought that fans cared about having complex, thoroughly developed characters, but we do. Clearly we do. Look at the success that they're having. And Triple H really understands it. And he gets it. And by the way, Triple H is a New Hampshire guy. He's from Nashua, New Hampshire originally. So, so of course I'm also loyal to him because of that.
You got to go ahead and give him the kudos there because he's from Nashua. I get it. It's okay. Listen, you get a hometown hero. You got to go ahead and gush over him a little bit. So absolutely.
That's
right. Vince was all about the gimmicks and this is going to get some cheap heat or get some laughs or let's poke fun at JR and stuff like that. He never, you're right. He's been out of touch for a long time. And Triple H coming in, whether the numbers that he points out every press conference are inflated or whatever, I think this company is the best it's ever been. The Netflix deal is just prone to that. So I definitely think it's going in the right direction. And now that Cena is retiring, he's going to have the question is, what do you do with Cena with his last year? Do you get him the 17th title? Do you go ahead and just put on a good show like the humble Cena he is? He's always been willing to go ahead and put other talent over, especially later in his career. Early in his career, he was known as burying talent. But now, what do you do with Cena? Do you go ahead and give him that 17th belt? I don't see him headlining WrestleMania, but I also see him maybe winning a belt one more time.
I don't know. I think you can tell a compelling story with Cena just all in the chase, but him ultimately falling short because he's putting somebody over who is going to be continuing into the future. Because Cena is humble that way. Maybe he wasn't always, of course, but he seems to be now. And I think you can tell a compelling story with John Cena of him going for number 17, but not quite getting it, because I don't think he needs. I think his legacy in the minds of fans will actually be stronger if he puts somebody over on his way to trying to get to 17, if that makes sense. I don't think he needs that 17th. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think kind of like how CM Punk doesn't need the Royal Rumble, and he didn't get it because of that. I think he will make a way to main eventing WrestleMania, but not through the Royal Rumble. And but I mean, that's obvious now. But at the same time, I don't think he needs it. Same thing like you said. I don't think Cena needs a 17th belt. And I'd be very non-surprised if he goes through this whole year, maybe never winning a match. I think he could go ahead and lose by the skinny of his teeth on every single one, just how like he would win by the skin of his teeth, being Super Cena. I could see it being the opposite way to end his career.
Right, because what matters is the story. It's not whether he's winning or losing. It's telling a compelling story to finish out his career in WWE. And as long as you can do, and I have faith that Triple H can do that.
Of course,
that's what really matters.
Yeah, definitely. This whole matter between, and I don't know if you how much you followed it. If it's not, let me know. The Roman, Seth, CM Punk storyline. Now that there's a triangle going ahead, and I see this one being a triple threat somewhere down the line. I don't think it's Rumble. I don't think it's Mania. Could be Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. That bums me out though in one sense. I mean I like that these three characters, and again they're so intertwined and so well developed, which I love. I am so tired though of triple threat matches. It's one thing when they were rare, but now they happen so often. It's like it's not special anymore. It's like when somebody puts somebody through the announce table. It's like, oh my God, I want them to go an entire year without them doing that spot.
Yeah.
Because it's so overdone. Yeah, I'm sick of triple threat matches, so I'm not excited about that. I'm more excited for the promos that go on between the three of them than I am for any actual triple threat match, because they're all such compelling characters,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if you watched the ladder match with Cody and KO. Man, it's getting more and more brutal out there. It's more and more brutal. It is just, I was looking at some of these bumps that Cody and KO were taking, not counting the last one where KO was basically carried out of that arena. But I'm talking about just how do you not have a chiropractor standing by underneath the ring or in the back? It's just like, okay, we know you screwed up your back. Let's go ahead and fix this now because we know it's messed up. We know that's just, how do they do it, man? Do you know, do you have any insight on like how they can take care of themselves like that?
I mean, they're tough. They're tough guys, you know. It was very impressive. It was an impressive match. But yeah, the way Kevin Owens was kind of Jenny and I were kind of laughing the way he was selling, you know, because he stayed in that position at the end of the match when he's folded up in the ladder, and he stayed that way for a long time, and it was kind of.
Do you
was
think it
actually
was
kind of funny.
really? Do you think it was really a sell? Do you think he was knocked out?
No, I think he was selling. I think he was just selling it. Because I think there would have been more genuine concern. I mean, there was concern, right, from the officials, but it was clearly acting. You can tell when something's really wrong. I
haven't been that way. See, I haven't seen that part of wrestling where Owen Hart fell. I wouldn't know if that was real or staged or whatever, because just they turned away from it. Yeah, the cameras were on there. I saw Cody celebrating on the table. I think if he won the belt, he probably would have just left and had medical. So I get that. So,
and there's another example, though, the attention to detail and character development. There's Cody, the big hero, but even though Kevin Owens looks like he's badly hurt, Cody kind of showing a little bit of a dark side there and celebrating over Kevin Owens and not really showing any concern for his personal well-being, even though he's a good guy. Again, it's so good. It's so good right now. Anybody who used to watch wrestling, who gave up on it, give it another chance. It is so good right now.
I'm getting a lot of heat too. Speaking of wrestling terms, I'm getting a lot of heat. Like, enough of wrestling. Let's hear Matt. Let's hear Matt. We don't want to hear.
Who's saying that? Not a guy from New York City, I think.
No,
right?
Actually, a guy from Connecticut. Actually, John Monroe. He's one of my biggest fans. Says enough wrestling. Laugh out loud. Let's hear Matt.
Connecticut, a fellow New Englander. Connecticut, the state of my birth.
There you go.
I was born in Hartford.
There you go. We are here with Matt Connerton. He is the host of Matt Connerton Unleashed every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12 midnight on all social media.
9 a.m. to noon.
Huh?
9 a.m. to noon. I'm not on until midnight. That would be a very long show.
That would be. You're right. Actually, you're absolutely right. Yeah, 9 to noon.
Yes.
I'm so used to talking in PM time because that's when my show is.
Yeah.
9 a.m. to noon.
Yes.
Every Saturday to wake up, instead of waking up to Bugs Bunny, wake up to Matt Connerton.
That's right.
He's got. I mean, you've turned that show into yapping about politics, to going over house bills, to just a plain interview show. It's been turned upside down. How do you like it now? I mean, do you miss going into debating about politics a lot? Do you miss the banter between you and certain people that call in chronically and stuff like that? Do you miss that, or is that just something that you're, listen, this is beyond me now, and I'm just going to focus on this?
I've had a lot of mixed emotions about this. When we initially made the change, it was not my idea. And I won't say any, well, I mean, I'll just say, it wasn't my idea to make that change, but the station was becoming politicized in a way that wasn't necessarily good for the station. So after 7 years of doing a format, the old format, for people who don't know, was a lot of politics, a lot of political talk, and with some musical guests sprinkled in. And then there came a point where Jenny offered to do the booking, of the musical guests, which she's very, very good at. She's organized and she communicates well with the guests and everything. So it kind of evolved into the first hour of the show. This was when I was on weekday afternoons, afternoon drive. The first hour would be politics or whatever we were talking about. And then the second hour would be musical guests. And then when we moved to Saturdays, it just became, and again, it wasn't my idea, but I think it's worked out for the best. When we moved the show to Saturdays, now it's all interviews pretty much. Mostly we interview musicians. Occasionally we'll have maybe an author or a comedian or an actor or somebody, but it's mostly just talking to creative people about creative things. And I think it's been good for my mental health, to be honest with you, not talking about politics all the time. I'm still a political junkie. I still love politics, but I think getting away from talking about it on the radio was probably good for me, and it has been good for the show. Our live numbers probably aren't what they used to be, although with radio, it's always hard to know for sure.
Right.
But we're getting far more traction with the show online, with the podcast version, with downloads and streams and everything. So it's been good. It's been really good. And a lot of people in the music industry now are paying attention to the show who maybe weren't paying attention to it before. So what we've done now is, so we keep the politics out of the radio version. I occasionally will do a podcast only version of the show, not on any particular schedule where we do politics. For example, we did a post-election show with Eric Pilcher that was strictly online, away from WMNH, podcast only.
Mhm.
But overall, I think it's been a good thing. And I think it's actually better for me, just mentally, not to be talking about politics 5 days a week. You know what I mean?
Was it dragging you down? I mean, just the whole thing. It's like such a divide going on. It's not even like, 70-30, 80-20. No, this is right down the middle. It's like either you're going to get hated or you're going to get loved. Was it just driving you down to the point of, man, I can't please everybody, and then all of a sudden it's like, why bother pleasing anybody?
I think maybe it was, in a way, just because it's gotten nastier and more polarized than it's ever been. And I think, I mean, for those who don't know, again, if you don't know the history of my show, when we were doing heavy politics, I was trying to do something different in political talk radio, because political talk is heavily dominated by conservatives. And I'm not a conservative. I describe myself as center left, but with a healthy dose of libertarian. I'm a little bit of a square peg, but so I was trying to do something different, but also be very balanced in the sense that I would tell you, the audience, I would tell you what I think, and it was an opinion-based show, but I also would certainly take calls and have guests who had opposing points of view. So everyone had their say on my show. I wasn't just someone trying to, put forth an agenda and that's it. This is what you're getting, But I do think it was affecting me in ways that I was not recognizing in the moment. Because again, while it wasn't my decision to make that change and I wasn't necessarily thrilled about it, there was also a sense of relief that came with it. Yeah, does that make sense?
Did you feel that relief like right away? Like after you were off Monday through Friday, you just focused on the Saturday show. You had that first line of guests. Did you feel the relief then, or did it take you a while to get used to it?
No, I felt it pretty quickly, because it also occurred to me. It was like, okay, so we can focus the show only on positive things, and again, doing creative things with it. But if I want to express myself politically, I still can, just not on the radio. I can turn on my computer and do a podcast anytime I want to. You know what I mean? So when I realized that, it's like, because I think at first I felt like something was being taken away from me, because this change that I didn't ask for, I had to make. So I think I felt like something was being taken away from me. But then, when we started doing the show on Saturdays with no politics, it was kind of like, it was a relief, because it was like, wait a minute.
You didn't have a weight on your shoulders anymore.
Yeah. And then it's like, if I just talk about politics in a podcast version where it's all on me, where the station isn't involved, I can, if anything, it's actually liberating, because I can say whatever I want without always being worried in the back of my mind, ooh, I hope somebody doesn't hear something they don't like and contact the station and complain, or Matt's doing too much of this, or Matt's being biased, or whatever. No, I can just say whatever I want to and not have to worry about it. And so that was actually kind of liberating. So it's been good.
George Morris made a comment, politics is definitely a sour topic. No matter who folks voted for, there are always going to be different views. In his opinion, I agree. There's always different views. I mean, I think we can collectively say you are not a Trump fan. You are not
Correct.
in favor of Donald Trump.
That is
Did
correct.
you really want Kamala Harris to win, or were you kind of hoping that a meteor hit both of their houses or something?
Well, I wanted Kamala to win because that was the only way to avoid Trump. But what I really would have liked would have been for Joe Biden to have done the right thing from the beginning and not run for a second term. But he did the wrong thing and chose to run for a second term, which led to that disastrous debate. And then it was too late to do anything else but make Kamala Harris the nominee. And by the way, I will say this, for the very limited time and resources that she had, because everything was so compressed, I think she did the best she could. But it wasn't enough. But so I'm not happy about Trump, but I'm also not happy about Biden, because in that debate, what we saw, the one debate that Biden and Trump had in 2024, we saw, in my opinion, Biden effectively handing the keys to the White House back to Trump in real time. It was that bad. So, I'm angry at a lot of people, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Joe had that sense of power to well, why not run?
Oh, he put himself ahead of the country. He put himself ahead of his own party. I blame, I'm no fan of what the Republican Party has become, obviously, but I also am very upset with the Democrats for not standing up. We talk about how Republicans are terrified to stand up to Trump, and they are, but the Democrats who are also terrified to stand up to Biden and say, Mr. President, you cannot run for a second term. You cannot. Thank you for getting us through the pandemic, but now you have to go, sir. You are too old for this. Thank you and good night. And let's let somebody younger get in there. And he said, no, just watch me. I'm not too old.
Yeah, we watched him have like a mental stroke on the air. It's like,
and I was dreading it.
Bad.
I knew it was going to be bad.
Yeah,
I didn't know how bad, but I was dreading that debate.
I mean, I can understand him like maybe saying the wrong answer and maybe calling Trump Monald instead of Donald or something, or having some type of mumble mouth going on. Sure. Not that.
Oh, I'll tell you what, after that debate, Charles, I just for the hell of it, I went back and I watched one of their debates in 2020, and different guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Even in 2020, Biden, he seemed old and clearly had lost a step or maybe a half a step. But I didn't have any worries. I mean, he just seemed older and slower than he used to be, but not a big deal. But completely different guy from that debate in 2024. It was, the deterioration was even worse than I expected. Oh, what a disaster.
Yeah. How often do you go on live to talk politics? Because I know it's something inside you that it eventually boils to the point of, I got to get rid of this. I have to release this. How often do you go live?
Not often. Not often. Part of it is a function of I've been very, very busy. I've been trying to do a lot of things at once. I'm always trying to do too many things at once. So I haven't had as much time.
What have you been up to?
What's that? Oh, just with continuing to expand the hypnotherapy practice, and also I've got a lot of new clients at IPM Nation. I don't know if you know this, but in addition to, we have our streaming and whatnot, but I also take on clients who hire me to do their radio campaigns. So say an independent artist wants to, I specialize in college radio. So say they're looking to get airplay on college radio stations. They hire me to then do a radio campaign where I get them airplay on different stations around the country. So I've been very busy with that. I've always got a lot going on.
Look at you, syndicated to the stars, or syndicated to the future stars, pretty much.
Yes. Yes.
Have you? I wouldn't say met, but I guess we can go ahead and include Matt. but have you noticed any up and coming talent that you see making an impact on radio from these college stations?
Oh yeah, Day to Attend, which is a great band from right here in New Hampshire. They've got this great album called Falling Awake that is now playing on a number of college radio stations. And they've been able to make such an impact, and I like to think I've helped them a little bit. They just opened for Ace Frehley at the Aura in Portland, Maine. And I wasn't able to be there because it was on a day that was just hard for me to get away from everything else. But oh my God, the video and the pictures online and everything, and they were direct support. It wasn't like it was them and some other national act and then Ace Frehley headlining. Day to Attend was on right before Ace Frehley.
Nice.
I am so proud of them. And the videos and the pictures online and everything just look amazing. I am so proud of those guys. Day to Attend, daytoattend.com. Check them out online. Great band. And I'm very proud to be working with them.
Now, is that the number 2 or TOO or TO?
TO, day to Attend, yeah.
Got to get that spelling in there, Matt. You got to go ahead and make sure you get, if you're going to say 2, you got to make it number 2 or
That's
2
true.
or TO or TOO or 2 TOO.
That's true. You never know. Yeah.
George has a question here, and if I don't want to dive too much into it because, number one, I'm not an expert on it. So if you want to pass, just like thumb your nose or something like that to me. Okay. George once says, so you wanted Kamala to win. Can I ask why you wanted her to be president based on her accomplishments? What was her credentials?
I wanted Trump to not win. Trump is a felon and a criminal, and he January 6th and all of it. I think Trump is a terrible human being. I think, and now I think Trump is about to destroy the American economy with trade wars, with our allies that don't make any sense, et cetera. I think Trump is a terrible person. I think he was a terrible president, and I didn't want Trump. And
based on what he explains that he's using these tariffs on, do you see any justification at all in regards to why he would do something like this?
No, he's the. Are you familiar with the Dunning-Kruger effect, Charles?
No, absolutely not. No, please, you gotta enlighten me on this.
A study. We're looking at the Dunning-Kruger presidency. The Dunning-Kruger effect. It was a study that was done. These guys did this study that concluded that. Well, basically, here's the gist of it. Stupid people don't know that they're stupid, and
that's right. I don't know.
And when stupid people, what often happens is stupid people convince themselves that they're smart because they're too stupid to know that they're stupid. So they convince themselves that they're smart and that they have expertise in certain areas that they actually have no expertise in. Trump has no idea what he's doing. He is the Dunning-Kruger president. He has no idea what he's doing, but he can tell, MAGA people anything and they believe him and they think that he knows what he's talking about. Find me an economist anywhere who thinks that what Trump is doing makes any sense. A reputable economist. There are none. Nobody thinks this is a good idea except Trump. They'll go along with it. They'll enable him, but nobody actually thinks this is a good idea. There's a reason no other president has ever done this stuff. Picking fights, picking trade wars, wanting to have a trade war with Canada. Canada, which controls 1/4 of our power supply in the United States. Canada literally has the power, if they wanted to turn the lights out in 1/4 of the United States of America. But we're going to pick a trade war. We're going to pick this fight with Canada with these 25% tariffs. It's insanity. This is the kind of nonsense I wanted to avoid. That's why I wanted Kamala Harris to be president.
Gotcha. All right, moving away from that. Because I know we get started with this. I'm going to look like the idiot because I have no idea what politics are going on. All I know is that, listen, all I know is under Biden, this is the only thing I'm going to say about this. Mm-hmm. Under Biden, our housing has gone up, our rent has gone up, our food costs have gone up. Whether he's had anything to do with it or not,
he didn't.
That's bad. And I'm just saying it happened under his watch. So if he didn't have anything to do with it, okay, fine, so be it. But everybody's going to point to, yeah, it's him. And that was just me. That's me being the naive, stupid person.
No,
I see.
Don't say that.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that's me. That's me saying, well, this didn't happen under Trump before. But then again, I understood before where there was COVID going on.
Well,
At the end, there was COVID going on. So gas prices were all-time low because nobody was traveling. So there were other factors that happened. Like, well, take a look at Trump and how low gas prices were. Okay, but look at what was going on during that time as well.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
so now we give him a 4-year blanket without COVID. We're getting over it. We're done with it pretty much.
Well, we're done with the pandemic. I don't think we'll ever be done with COVID.
Well, no. It's gone in.
With COVID forever.
It's been grouped in with the flu.
I know. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is now. I'm afraid my son may have it. He's had 100, 102 fever today. So
yeah.
Poor kid.
Can I just quickly answer though what you were saying, Charles, about inflation and everything? So inflation is not a problem for the United States. Inflation has been a problem for the world. Globally, inflation was high after the pandemic for reasons having to do with the pandemic. The United States has actually weathered that specific, the post-pandemic hangover of inflation actually better than almost any other modern industrialized nation. In other words, everybody around the world experienced inflation post-pandemic. The United States had the best performance in terms of inflation. In other words, the lowest inflation compared to the rest of the world. So we actually have done very, very well. Part of the problem, though, is so Trump tells all the Republicans, oh, it's all Biden's fault. Meanwhile, the Democrats are I despise both parties. The Democrats are so incapable at communicating anything that they can't even figure out how to explain and how to point out, hey, this has been a problem globally, not just the United States. And we've actually done better with inflation than the rest of the world. They can't figure out how to explain that because they're such poor communicators, because they are. Democrats are horrendous communicators. So, but anyway, that's my answer to that. It had nothing to do with Biden, but Biden was too old and confused to actually even stand up for himself and say, guys, this has nothing to do with me. He couldn't even figure out how to explain it to people because, he can't figure out how to explain anything at this point.
Yeah. So Matt Connerton joining us live here on the first show back of 2025, or the first show back in a while for the Charles Richardson show. So Matt, and listen, we've been buddies going back for a few years now, and I appreciate you having me on your show that one time when I drove up there, and it's coming around again. I think April is like 3 years now since then, or
so April, because April will be my 8-year anniversary at WMNH.
Yeah, and I came with when you were 5, so it was going to be 3 years since I bothered you up there.
No, it was great. It was great having you up here. Yeah, that was cool. That was fun.
Moving to a new studio. I've noticed the studio is a little bit more condensed.
It's a little bit smaller, but not much though. But it is smaller than the old studio, but it's so much nicer. Everything's new and clean, and we're in our own building now. Because if you remember before,
you had to share a building.
Yeah, like the old place, you wouldn't even know. Like if you were on Elm Street looking up, you wouldn't even know there was a radio station in there. Now we're in our own building and the signage and everything, and it's wonderful. I love the new, and you get to park like right there on the property. You don't have to park on the street or in a parking garage, so the parking is much better. Oh, it's wonderful.
Staying at a motel that's across the street and having to walk over.
Yeah.
When are you going to start breaking out an instrument? You have everybody coming in, bringing in drums, congas, and the guitars. When are you going to break out an instrument and jam with them?
Yeah, I know. I am a bass player, and I can play a little bit of guitar, but I'm mainly a bass player. But yeah, I haven't picked up a bass in a long time. I think I'm almost afraid to. I'm afraid I'll if I do that, I'll start getting the itch to want to play in a band again. Not that I don't get the itch anyway.
Is that really a bad thing?
No, except it's a lot of work, and I'd have to find. And if I did want to play in a band again, I'd have to find a project I'd be really excited about. I don't want I don't want to be in a bar playing "Taking Care of Business" by Bachman Turner Overdrive. I'd want to find something. It would have to be an original project, and I'd have to be excited about it. You know,
Go after trying to win a Grammy in bluegrass. I mean, because Beyonce did it with country. Let's do. I mean, you could do it in bluegrass.
I don't have the chops for bluegrass. I'll tell you what. I mean, you know, it's not my favorite kind of music to listen to, but I have immense respect for musicians who play bluegrass. That's not easy.
No, I wouldn't think so.
They're very, very.
Dude, you're over here. You're over here interviewing musicians. They're singing songs. I mean, they're punking their vocals out for you. Come on, get in there and bass it out with them. Say, well, this is what I know. I mean, come on, man. You got to go ahead and listen. The one thing I find cool about your show now is that you're a musician interviewing musicians. Regardless if you don't play anymore or if you rarely play anymore, you still know how to play, and you should bring that out in the air. I think that would be entertaining, to be honest with you. Get that bass guitar in there, cue it up to the mixer, and start belting out a couple. Listen, especially if you lost or you say, because I know you say a lot. When you get the chops to say just bass out like a little bit of a bass guitar, and you're all set. You're all set. Everybody else forget about the ums.
When you say that, it reminds me of. I don't think the show still exists. I think it went away a while ago. But Mike Huckabee used to do a show on Fox News, a weekend show, and at the end of the show, he would get up and jam with I don't know. And he's a bass player. It was like the one thing I actually liked about the guy. I don't mean past tense. He's still alive, but he would actually get up. And,
well, maybe you don't like him anymore. I don't know. I liked him when he was a bass player. Now I just.
Well, no, I never liked him, but it's the one thing about him I could kind of like is that at least he's a fellow bass player. But he would get up at the end of his show and he would play with this band, and it was like the whitest cover band ever with Mike Huckabee on bass. It was kind of unintentionally humorous to watch. It was like, wow, okay.
John's got a question here. It says, growing up, did you have a favorite bass player that you looked up to?
Yeah, well, Gene Simmons is my favorite because Kiss is my favorite band. So Gene would be my number one. Gene is very underrated, by the way. He's actually an excellent bass player. Also, Geddy Lee, big fan of Geddy Lee. Billy Sheehan, big fan of.
Speaking of, I know you're very close to Gene Simmons. How is Gene Simmons from Kiss?
I haven't heard from him lately.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't call me anymore now that we're on Saturdays.
You don't. He doesn't call you, privately to say, "Hey, Matt, Gene Simmons from Kiss. You want to call?"
I would love to make up a story that he does that, but I'm afraid he'll sue me.
Matt Connerton from Matt Connerton Unleashed, bass player, radio host, hypnotherapist. Tell me about that, because you claim that there is so many things that could be cured or remedied or stuff like that from hypnotherapy. Number one, what is it? Because it sounds like a magician's trick, to be honest with you.
Okay. Now, hypnotherapy is really just, it's a form of meditation, essentially. So we actually go into states of hypnosis thousands of times a day and don't even realize it. Anytime that well, here's an example. So say you're driving to work and you drive the same route to work every day. Chances are while you're driving, you're not consciously thinking about, okay, I'm going to slow down here. I'm going to turn here. I'm going to stop here. If you're like most people, your mind is on 1,000 other things. You're going other places in your imagination while you're driving because the driving part itself becomes automatic. Believe it or not, that's actually a form of hypnosis because you're engaging your imagination. You're engaging your subconscious mind and kind of letting your conscious mind go and do its own thing. Anytime that you're very concentrated, very focused on something, maybe you're reading a book or you're watching a movie or listening to music, maybe somebody says your name and you don't even hear them because you're so focused. Your imagination, your subconscious mind is so focused and engaged on whatever it is you're doing that you're not even in your present reality. You're kind of somewhere else in your imagination. That's a form of hypnosis, a form of self-hypnosis. We do this all day long, every day. We just don't realize it. So what I do when I bring you into a state of hypnosis is I take you into a very deep state of relaxation where I'm able to access directly your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind just kind of goes to sleep, but your subconscious mind remains awake and alert. And I'm able to communicate to you, because you're in such a relaxed state, a series of hypnotic suggestions that are going to help you with whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it's quit smoking, lose weight, deal with phobias, reduce stress. There's many, many things we can do with it. But by communicating those suggestions to you while you're in a very deeply relaxed state, they become recorded in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious remains, keeps those suggestions active so that they are permanently activated in your subconscious mind. So then when you come out of a state of hypnosis, you don't even have to think about any of it. You don't have to focus on any of it. It's completely automatic in your subconscious mind.
How do you do all this? It's almost like you have like a Jedi mind trick going on there where, you're Han Solo and you just go ahead and it's like, I want to go in this bar. You will give me the drink for free. I mean, it's almost like you do something like that.
Well, here's the thing, though. The truth is, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. I just guide you through the process.
Are you telling
in
me
other words,
wait. Are you telling me you're a fraud?
No, but what I am telling you, because there are a lot of misconceptions about hypnosis. I can't. So, for example, I can't, if I hypnotize you, I can't make you do anything against your will. I couldn't hypnotize you, for example, to go rob a bank and then bring me all the money. That wouldn't work unless you were predisposed to being a bank robber, and a very generous one at that, right? You would immediately. What's that?
That's a couple of factors working against you already. A bank robber and a generous one. No, there's not two of them there.
Right, exactly. So if I give you that suggestion while you're in a state of hypnosis, you're either going to ignore it, or you might even wake up and be like, what did you just ask me to do? So in reality, you're in control the entire time. It's not mind control. And while you're in a state of hypnosis, you are free to accept or reject whatever I say to you. But your subconscious mind wants what's best for you. So as long as I say to you things that are helpful and beneficial and positive, your subconscious mind is going to accept those suggestions and record them and make them active. But if I said something to you that didn't make any sense, like if I hypnotized you and I said, Charles, after our session is over here today, never again will you have a craving for chocolate-covered ants. Well, I'm guessing you probably don't eat those to begin with. So your subconscious mind would just reject that and ignore it because it doesn't apply to you. You know what I mean?
Now you could say something like, Charles, after this, you'll never, ever like the taste of McDonald's food again.
Well, that would probably be helpful, wouldn't it?
It would be very helpful. Yes.
And we could do that.
That would be very helpful. Charles, if you go ahead after this session, you will not be angry at a drop of a hat. You will not you will not have any type of paranoia when you're out driving on a suspended license. I get a little detailed, but am I on that?
Yeah, I mean those are all things that can be addressed with hypnosis. Absolutely.
John says he wanted to quit smoking. Do you think this is something that could do it, or is this something like? Is this something like hair treatment where you have to come in like 5-10 times just to go ahead and get a little bit of hair coverage on that bald spot?
So I'll tell you what's interesting about this. When I was first learning, and it's been 20 years now, I can't believe it. When I was first learning to be a hypnotherapist, my instructor, Cindy Kyle Thomas, what she told us in the class was, change, as long as the client really wants to change, it can happen in one session. Do it in one session, as long as that's what the client wants. There is kind of an old school approach that a lot of hypnotherapists still use, which is where they try to sell you on a package. Okay, I have this 6-session package, and at the end of the 6th and final session, you'll be a non-smoker. That type of thing. And hypnotherapists who approach it that way, it's not that they're doing anything wrong. It's not that they're trying to rip you off or anything like that. It's just an old school way of doing it. But what we have learned, and this is what Cindy Kyle Thomas explained to us, is that you really can make meaningful, massive change in one session as long as the client is motivated. So, for example, with quitting smoking, which, by the way, is the number one thing that clients come to me for, and this is probably true for every hypnotherapist out there. This is the number one thing, is to quit smoking. And I work with a lot of musicians, by the way, and musicians tend to very often are smokers. Not always, but yeah, you can help someone to quit smoking in one session. And I believe it is the easiest way to quit. I do hear good things about acupuncture. Some people go to vaping and then eventually they quit vaping. You know, there are other ways to quit, but I do believe hypnotherapy is the easiest way, the fastest way. And yes, we can do it in one session.
Okay, there you go, John. You can quit smoking in one session.
Yeah.
George does have a couple of things here. Number
Okay.
one, he asks, is hypnosis a medical cure that can heal somebody? Like, for instance, he has an example. His ex-wife is dealing with pancreatic issues, throwing up, losing a lot of weight. Can you help her keep her food down?
So the short answer would be no, because you can't. I mean, hypnosis isn't a cure. I would shy away from even using the word cure at all, because with hypnosis, we address things, and I can help you to address things that are going on mentally, but it's not really a cure for anything in the traditional way that we would think of that we would use that term. So I can't help you with medical things using hypnosis. However, you know, I might be able to. So if say, for example, someone has a medical issue, but they're trying to control how their body reacts to that medical issue, maybe they have pain and they want to reduce pain. Hypnosis can be helpful for reducing pain reduction. Or maybe in the example given here, you know, I might be able to give a hypnotic suggestion to someone that when they're experiencing a pancreatic, you know, some sort of pancreatic discomfort or whatever is causing, you know, something to come up, we might be able to address that where perhaps the client, we can get them to react differently to that so that they're not having that problem. But I don't want to mislead anybody. It's not something that can be a cure for some sort of health issue, but it may be helpful in terms of managing how one is reacting and experiencing that health issue.
So maybe not considered a cure. Would you say treatment better?
Well, I'm more comfortable with the word treatment generally, yes, but I wouldn't want to present it as even a treatment for a medical issue, but rather something that might be able to assist in helping how the client experiences that medical issue and how they react to it. Again, going back to, for example, hypnosis can be useful in pain reduction. But again, I wouldn't want to present it as a treatment for, you know, I certainly wouldn't want somebody, for example, to stop taking their medication and say, I'm going to stop doing this and I'm going to try hypnosis instead. You know, you want to stay on whatever medication is prescribed by your doctor. I might be able to help you with some of the pain you're experiencing, but you always want to, and I say that because, you know, some people, they get into this holistic medicine, which I do think has value, but you always want to do whatever your doctor tells you to. And if you're thinking about introducing hypnosis for helping you with a physical malady, I would suggest talk to your doctor about it and ask your doctor, do you think that this is something I should explore, maybe as another tool in the toolbox to help me manage this problem that I'm having, this health issue that I'm having?
Is it well received out there in the public, like hypnosis, or is it considered? See, when I first heard of it, I'm over here thinking. When I first hear of hypnosis, what I'm thinking of is I'm on stage in front of like 150 people in a bar, and I'm being hypnotized to cluck like a chicken, and do
Right.
something kooky on stage, and I'm being told what to do, and I don't even know I'm doing it. So you're telling me this is nothing. I mean, number one, you told me you don't have any control over me of something I don't want to do. I mean, unless I do want to cluck like a chicken, or anyway, that's beside the point. But I'm just saying. So you don't have any control of anybody's brain. You're basically just kind of being the leader of.
Yeah.
Listen, you've come to me. You know, you come to me saying that you want to do something. I want to quit smoking. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Jedi mind trick you, and into you're going to put your conscious to sleep, subconscious awakes, and I'm going to basically recode your computer inside your brain where it's going to say, you do not want that cigarette. And if you take that cigarette and light it up, you're going to throw up or something like that. You're just, it's just not going to be you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could probably hypnotize me too, like onions, maybe, because I hate onions. I hate it. Or maybe you can hypnotize somebody to like pineapple on pizza. I'm just saying.
I would have, I would have an ethical qualm about hypnotizing someone to like pineapple on pizza because, as I'm sure you've heard me say, Charles, I'm not myself a religious man, but I do believe that pineapple on pizza is a sin against God.
Then I've sinned many times, my friend, and I'm going straight to hell. Which I hope they have good thin crust down there because it's going to be hot. So
they don't.
Matt, officially, where can somebody find you now? First off, before you reveal that sacred piece of information, which everybody, all the single people that are listening on here right now, 5 or 6 people, whatever. Number one, can anybody do this even remotely? Like, I think you and I had talked at one point in time, and because I'm a broke SOB, I couldn't afford you, but we could have done it virtually over the computer, right?
Oh, we still can. Yeah. Anytime you want. But so I do see clients in person, obviously, in the area that I'm in. But during the pandemic, I had always been, there were other hypnotists already doing remote sessions online. I had always resisted it. But then the pandemic happened and it's like, oh, yeah, no. And I have asthma, right? So I was particularly careful, being someone high risk. So I finally embraced it, and I started using a service called Doxy.me, which is a service that a lot of people use, a lot of therapists use, to see clients online and so forth.
Yeah. My therapist
that?
actually used the same thing. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're familiar with it. Yeah. And it's basically like a Zoom meeting, but so I started doing sessions online, and I was kicking myself for being so resistant to it for as long as I was, because it actually works really well. Personally, my preference is always to see a client in person, for the same reason that when I interview people, I always like it better if they're in studio with me than having to do it via Skype or on the phone or whatever. But it is a great way to do sessions remotely, and finally, not being so stubborn and embracing it has allowed me to do sessions with people from anywhere in the United States. Or I haven't done any intercontinental sessions yet, but yeah, I can do a session with anybody anywhere, really.
Do you find is it just as effective virtually, or do you find it in person more effective?
What I've realized is it can be effective either way, because it really counts on what it hinges on. It's not the setting that matters the most. What it hinges on is the client motivated to change. As long as the client is motivated and they're prepared to really make this change, that's the most important thing. So the setting is ultimately very much secondary, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. All right, there's Matt Connerton. He is a radio host in New Hampshire, Manchester to be exact.
Yes.
95.3 FM, WMNH. Every Saturday, Matt Connerton Unleashed from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, not midnight, 9 a.m. to noon. It's a 3-hour show. Great bands come in, independent bands, local to New Hampshire. Actually, some even beyond, because you do Skype And
Oh, yeah.
so you do Skype out there.
Yeah.
Definitely listen to him. He's great on the radio. Says
Thank you.
a little bit more often than I've caught him on that, but it's I think
I
less
do,
now
you're right.
because he's actually doing interviews. Hypnotherapist, bass player. We got to bring that bass guitar in the studio. Come on, man. You got to go ahead. At least have it standing by just in case you feel the need to do a riff. Like as soon as you come out of commercial.
Right.
Let's just get it on there. Come on. I think that's going to be great.
I'll
And
think about it.
yeah. And like I said, Hypnotherapist, where can they find you on the internet?
The best place to go is mattconnerton.com. And for the spelling impaired, well, I shouldn't even say that because people just generally have hard time with my last name. It's CONNARTON, mattconnerton.com. Matt with 2 T's, mattconnerton.com.
All right. So yeah, make sure you go ahead and visit that. I actually already went ahead and spelled your name on the freaking little bottom third over there. So yeah, I put ETR in. So
perfect. Thank you.
That's okay. MattConnerton.com. Make sure you go and visit them. But get a session booked. John, I'm looking at you, man. You need to quit smoking. Go ahead and get a session booked. He can go ahead and make you put down those 305s for a long time.
Absolutely.
Matt Connerton, thank you again for being on the show. Hopefully we can do this again another time. This next time, though, we're going to have you jam a session to something from Kiss. I think we should do that.
Oh,
honestly. Yeah,
maybe a little Love Gun. That's got a fun bass line.
There you go. I listen, you picked the song. I just want to hear you jam.
All right. Fair
Speaking
enough.
of jam, we're going to go ahead and cut out here with a song from Parscale right here on the Charles Richardson Show. We'll be back after this.
I see you winding downtown about Donald Trump, and I'm like, fuck you. I guess the change from Obama wasn't enough, so I'm like, fuck you, and fuck him too. Trump delivers, and you get triggered. Ha, no, ain't that some shit? You all campaign to change the West, but the West is the best, so here's my fuck you. Look ahead, I'm sorry, you can't afford a Ferrari, but socialism won't get you there. Trump's not a despot, but you call him a Nazi, and you ban speech and that ain't fair. The city is full of idiots like you. Oh shit, they're all clear. Wow. Just show them your finger. Ooh, I've got some news for you. Go run and have your little hissy fit somewhere else, boy. I see you whining downtown about Donald Trump, and I'm like, fuck you. I guess the change from Obama wasn't enough, so I'm like, fuck you, and fuck him too. Trump delivers, and you get triggered. Ha, no, ain't that some shit? You all campaign to change the West, West, but the West is the best, so here's my fuck you. Now I know you are hollow, metropolitan bourgeoisie. Huh. You're a PA of the media. Is there anything that you won't believe? Nah, your private schools, you'll build a wall on you. Oh shit, they're all triggered. Wow. Just show them your finger. Ooh, I've got some news for you. Most people think you're annoying. I see you whining downtown about Donald Trump, and I'm like, fuck you. I guess the change from Obama wasn't enough, and I'm like, fuck you, and fuck him too. Trump delivers, and you get triggered. Ha, no, ain't that some shit? You will campaign to change the West, but the West is the best, so here's my fuck you. Cry babies, 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 why do you dishonor the country so bad? So bad, so bad, so bad. You do not get this triggered when the country lets back in the jihad. Jihad, jihad, jihad. But with Trump you're like, why? 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 Oh, cry babies, oh, I loathe you. I still loathe you. I see you whining downtown about Donald Trump. Fuck you. I guess the change from Obama wasn't enough, and I'm like, fuck you, and fuck him too. Trump delivers, and you get triggered. Ha, no, ain't that some shit? You will campaign to change the West, but the West is the best, so here's my fuck you.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Charles Richardson radio program. Excuse me about that. Still working on my fading technique. Now, it's one good thing to go ahead and actually have all your music disappear and you have to re-download it. You get some actually cool new music that you didn't know you had that actually kicks major ads. What are you watching? Are you watching TikTok over there?
No.
What are you doing over there?
Just Facebook.
Facebook Reels?
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm so addicted to Facebook Reels. You know this. It's like,
Yeah,
honey,
I'm not like that, but I do watch them occasionally.
I say, honey, put away the phone and get to bed. Come over here, baby. Get over here and you snuggle bear, you. I don't know if you ever called me Snuggle Bear, but you know.
I don't think I've ever called you Snuggle Bear.
No.
No.
But
you're not usually the one who wants to be snuggling. It's usually me.
I snuggle with you.
Yeah, but you're not the one who wants to initiate it most of the time.
Oh, I initiate plenty.
If you say so.
Thanks to Matt Connerton for joining us in the first hour. I mean, we went on. I'm thinking, holy shit, it's after 9. We gotta wrap this shit up. Can't do this when we have 2 interviews on the show, which we do have Monday, February 17th. We have 2 interviews going on there. Who they are, I don't know. But they're in my calendar. So we will have 2 interviews there, one at 8:15 and one at 9:15. So, honey, you can take the day off there.
Oh, okay.
I'm
sorry, I don't have very good interview skills.
No, it's not that. I'm just saying it's like, well, actually, one of them is a comedian, so we can actually maybe get some laughs out of that. Maybe we'll have. Well, that was going to be a Monday. So apparently, I heard that Karen, our longtime co-host, was talking to Mo. I don't know how it came up, but apparently Mo wants to come back to the show. Dude, that's more than welcome. Come on back. Absolutely. He says it would be Wednesdays only. It's like, listen,
No Mo Mondays?
no Mo Mondays. We have to stick that to the burrito Mo's, apparently, which we did have today, by the way.
Yes, on Monday.
Yeah, on Monday. I will tell you this though. There's a couple of things, a couple of changes that Mo's made. The restaurant, not the human being. A couple of changes that they made. Number one, they don't have the yellow nacho cheese, grated cheese anymore. It's just white cheese. Not sure if you noticed that. Also, they don't have like the iceberg shredded lettuce. It looks like romaine shredded lettuce.
The only thing I noticed was that there were beans in my burrito.
Will you shut up? I
didn't want the beans in my burrito.
I forgot about the goddamn beans, okay?
Okay.
Oh, man, I just cursed. I'm sorry. I forgot about the beans. I am sorry. Leave me alone.
Okay.
Get off my back about it. So, yeah, I guess we go back to doing the regular show now, don't we? So we actually have a couple of Disney news. Of course, we're always going to be pro-Disney here at the Charles Richardson Show, no matter what their political views are, no matter how high in price they go. It doesn't matter. We're still going to be Disney people. So I wanted to go ahead and announce that Disney's Animal Kingdom a couple of days ago has unveiled their brand new tiger cub named Basco. So there's a new little tiger that's roaming around the wilderness there at Animal Kingdom. However big that open area is, his name is Basco.
They have. I heard the other day it was an hour-long wait just to get over there to the tiger exhibit.
Oh, do you blame them?
Yeah.
An hour long to see a new tiger.
Yeah.
A little tiger.
I know they're cute, but I mean, I went when they had tiger cubs before. They had 2.
Yeah.
And it was a long wait to get back there then. And the thing is, it's like you gotta hope that they're out.
Yeah, that's
because
the
they're
other thing,
not
too.
out all day.
Right, of course not. You know,
They go in and
they still need mama.
come back out and whatever. Well, mama's there with them, but yeah.
Right.
So it's like, or you gotta hope they're not hiding somewhere too, because they do have places where they can hide.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I could show you on the TV real quick. Oh man, because I have the video there of the cub. Can you get the TV turned on so I can cast this? Because I think you would want to
Turn it on, but I don't know if I can get to the.
Hopefully it's
input.
still on the same input, because that's
Maybe.
what I had it on. I had on the casting input, because I want to show you this. I'm also going to go ahead and
Yeah, it looks like it's on there still.
okay, let's do a TV casting.
Yep.
There it is, and I'm going to go ahead and share this as well because, well, shit, we got to have all this here. So take a look at this cutie. I'm going to play the video. Obviously, the first thing is not the cutie. That's the nasty. Just saying. There's the cutie right there hiding in the woods. Look at that cutie, dude. I'm just saying. It's almost, you know what? I know it's not the same thing, but it reminds me of something. But it's a tiger. I know it's a tiger. It's not a lion. I get it.
Yeah.
But look, oh, mama. Where's that nipple? If I can suck on and get some milk. Oh, now mama's playing. So cute. And you know what? This is worth the hour. You go ahead and see some interaction like this. That's worth the hour.
And the thing is that is a very rare species of tiger. There's, I don't even know, but they're endangered. They're very limited in the wild. And so Animal Kingdom is breeding them, hoping to increase the population so that they don't go extinct.
Right. What'd you say?
I'm not gonna talk if you're gonna do that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is the second time that tiger has had a baby. Well, the first time she had 2, and then now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was.
Oh, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the same one that had the 2 tiger cubs before.
Well, that's kind of cool.
So now she's had another cub.
And I'm telling you, listen, it's an hour wait, please. An hour, that's it? Come on now. That's not that.
I said over an hour, but
well, I guess.
I don't know exactly how long it was, but it was definitely over an hour, they were saying. And they just put him out like the day after we left or something like that.
What is a rare breed of tiger? What are you talking about? So what
The
type of
Sumatran tiger.
a Matran tiger?
Sumatran. Yeah.
So that's interesting. Linda was going ahead and commenting on how you sound with the Minnie Mouse voice. Listen to the wifey. John Monroe says beautiful, reacting to the video. And he wanted to know also what the rare tiger was. So
it's a Sumatran tiger.
Not Samoan. Not can be confused with Roman Reigns.
No, not Roman Reigns.
It's Sumatran. Bascos are one of only 600 Sumatran, Sumatran tigers left. Both in the wild and in managed care, according to animal care specialists there at Disney. The manager, Rachel Daniel, says it's really critical that we are able to breed these animals for assurance populations as well as so people can see them and really make connection with the species and hopefully take action to save those habitats. Now, the one thing, unfortunately, is Animal Kingdom is a controlled environment. It's not the wild, and chances are they'll probably never ever see the wild again. But
no, but it does raise awareness to people who may be able to make a difference.
Yep.
You know.
And anytime you ride the safari there at Animal Kingdom, that's the last thing they go ahead and tell you is that make a difference because there are a lot of endangered species that are out there that need your assistance. It's not BS. It really is. There's really a danger out there with a lot of these animals that they hold at Animal Kingdom. It's because they're endangered. They are literally on the brink of going extinct.
Mm-hmm.
So they're building awareness because a lot of these animals are hunted. They're not going extinct for no reason. They're hunted,
and their habitats are being taken over by people.
Let's take a look at this phone call here. Let's see if I can get this thing working. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, good, doing good.
Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being the first call back too.
Of course. Is this going to be a regular thing now?
Oh, I hope so. That would be.
Are we on? I hope so too. I hope so. Also, you doing a Super Bowl show this weekend?
The what? The Super Bowl?
You doing a Super Bowl show. You and your friend were going to do a Super Bowl show?
Yeah. So I have a plan on doing it right now. Nothing's been etched in stone, which is kind of concerning because we're less than a week away from the Super Bowl and we have not made any official plans. I mean, we have like all these people that want to go ahead and get involved, but nobody's made an actual commitment. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Down.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Let's hope it goes down.
Yep, I hope so too.
Reason I'm talking about Super Bowl, I get into this pool with my brother. It costs us $100 a piece. Bought a square. It's $200 square. So that's a $20,000 pool.
Jesus. Yeah.
All right. Our numbers they're being drawn, I believe, tomorrow. So I'll know my numbers.
Okay.
NFC, AFC.
Yep.
It pays $300 a minute. So just imagine, say, if we get lucky and we start out and say we're at 0-0, you know? So we're making, right off the bat, we're making $300.
So wait a second. This is interesting because normally the squares that I play, they pay out every quarter. First and third quarter, usually not as much. Halftime is the second most. And, of course, if you win the final, the final score, that's the most. You're saying it's every minute.
Every minute. This guy, he runs up here. We got the NASCAR modified racing, up in New York, New Hampshire. Where else does he run? Used to run Massachusetts. Anyways, he runs a NASCAR racing team.
Right.
Anyways, he started this pool to raise money for his racing team.
Okay.
Anyways, he's been doing different things. So, like he does baseball things, football. The end of the week, he'll do like happy hour Friday. You buy a square, it costs $10.
Yep.
Or $15. You can win $150. He spins the wheel. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So, anyways, this pool, it's a different pool.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it.
Every minute that it remains 0-0, whoever has 0-0 makes $300. If it goes 10 minutes, right?
$3,000.
There you go.
I would
so-
love to have 0-0 because not only is it 0-0, 10-10, 20-20, 30-30. You know what I'm saying?
And it goes
10
every
no-
minute.
10-0, 20-0, 20-10. Anything that ends in zeros.
You know, it could be like I told my brother. Say somebody gets 0-0, the first 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes a quarter. It's what's that? $4,500. If it went 0-0,
That's crazy.
it's 40. Will email you or I'll send you my numbers tomorrow when I get them. You can root me on.
Yeah,
I'm hoping I get good numbers.
Yeah,
It's wild.
yeah. I'll definitely root you on, man. You deserve to get some moolah, man.
It'd be nice.
It would
But
be.
anyways, welcome back, guys.
Thank you
Happy
very
to see
much.
You guys back online.
Appreciate it.
And Alyssa,
Yeah.
did you make that room hot?
No.
Yeah,
I didn't do
smile,
anything.
put a smile on.
She's gonna deny it, but you and I both know. I understand.
We all know.
Yeah, we know.
Charles, we know.
We know.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right. See ya. Thanks.
Bye.
All right, John Monroe, our favorite fan. I think our only fan, really. 813-699-5353. Again, like I mentioned, I want to thank John. I don't want to thank John, too, of course. But I want to thank Matt Connerton. You can actually, if you are interested in hypnosis, you can go to his website, mattconnerton.com, MattConnarton, not ERTON. That's my mistake. But yeah, mattconnerton.com on his website. You can book his appointment, take a look at all of his services that he offers and everything like that, and much, much more. And, of course, you can listen to him on his Facebook channel for Matt Connerton Unleashed every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on his Facebook and also at WMNH.org. Not stands for orgy. Just saying. It could. 813-699-5353. So, all right, Disney Cubs, or Disney Cub. We move on. So, we have another Disney story. And to be honest with you, I'm probably going to go ahead and dedicate this next 20 or so minutes to Disney, and we'll end with good news like we always do. We don't have the sound effects and bloopers and everything like that because my fudging Sam is whatever. Anyway, so there was a guest that was actually thrown out of Walt Disney World, actually Magic Kingdom specifically. And the reason she was thrown out was she was blocking Casey's corner. So, now when the fireworks are starting to ramp up, like people are starting to gather around for the fireworks, which usually is about an hour and a half before the actual fireworks. So say the fireworks start at 9. You're looking 7:30. People are starting to pick their spot, camp out, and they're usually parked on the street. And now all the time, Disney cast members, they run through so much tape every day. It's a shame. Whoever is the inventor of tape must be making a killing just for Disney World employees, just for them, because what they do on Main Street, any of them on the side of Main Streets, you're looking at, they're taping down white tape. I don't know if that's not Scotch tape.
Masking
tape. They're taping down outlines for people to be in where you're allowed to wait for the fireworks show. And the reason why they do that is so they can go ahead and continue to flow traffic back and forth in between these sectioned off areas. Well, this dipshit, excuse me, I said shit. This dipshit decides, well, I'm going to stand in front of Casey's corner, and it's not a taped off area. It's not a section that's taped off. She needs to move. Well, no. No, here's the exact thing. I paid my ticket to be here. You did. You didn't pay your ticket to be here in front of Casey's. You paid your ticket for admission. Now, just because you, dipshit, paid your ticket to be in the Magic Kingdom does not mean you get to call the shots and get to stand where you would like to stand if it's restricted or not. You do not make the rules. So she was told she needs to move. She refuses to move. Well, as soon as you do that and you cause a scene, well, there's a acronym, or not an acronym, but there's some initials that you do not want to hear, and that's the OCSD. That's the Osceola County Sheriff's Department. That is not good. When you go ahead and you get Osceola County Sheriff's involved, that's no bueno. You do not walk away after that. You walk, but you don't walk back to your car. You walk back to their car. Well, here's the thing with this dipshit. Cops wanted to go ahead and say, oh, you need to go. You are not following the rules. You are being disruptive. You need to go. No, I'm not going. And she literally taps her finger on the officer's chest like, no, you're going to listen to me.
What an idiot.
This is what I'm going to do. And you can't do anything about it. Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't do anything. Really? Aha. Let me show you what I can do. And in the course of trying to get her handcuffed, she went ahead and got a bruise on her hand. She bruised my hand. Well, if you take a look at the video, which I'm sure they have, she was struggling. She was not complying to what she was being told to do. Shocker. Shocker. So now she has a bruise in her hand. She's handcuffed, humiliated, probably still screaming, I paid my ticket to be here. Well, you get another
Causing a scene in front of a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. Well, you get another ticket, a ticket to the Orange County Jail. Congratulations, dipshit. Congratulations. You went from able to watch the fireworks. No, you know what? Actually, thank you. John actually reminded me. Hold on a second. Now, this is the magic. This is the magic of this mixer, and I love it.
Hi there, I'm Mickey Mouse, and you need to move from Casey's, or I'm gonna get the sheriff. And if you don't like that, there's only 2 words for you.
Suck it. I love it. But it seriously, come on, folks. I mean, listen, I know I know there is a lot of people that go to Disney with less than 2 brain cells. I get it. This is one of them. This takes common sense. Okay? They don't serve alcohol at Disney. At Magic Kingdom, excuse me.
They serve alcohol at Disney.
They serve. Ask anybody that's going around the world at Epcot. They serve alcohol at Disney. Just don't ask them after they've gone around the world. They may not be coherent to know. Anyway, but thank you, John. He says that was good. Me being Mickey Mouse has all the effects. So
This is Mickey Mouse. I'm telling you now, you do not fuck with my castle. You do not do that. You stay away and don't come back. You cannot. No firework for you. None. No soup, no firework, no Casey footlong hot dog. You do not get to eat here. You're done. You're gone. going to the jail where they're going to feed you a new type of hot dog. That's right.
I'm having way too much fun with this thing. Way too much fun. Anyway, obviously she's kicked out for blocking cases. What a stupid bitch. Honest to God. She stood in front of Casey's corner in an area that was not a designated fireworks viewing point. She refused to listen to cast members when they repeatedly asked her to move to free up the path, according to the arrest report. Off-duty Sheriff Deputy Kaylee Cofinas intervened and asked Mrs. Torres to move. I paid my ticket to be here. Now. No, hold on a second. Wait.
I'm gonna be Alcorn Torres, Mrs. Torres. Now, I paid my ticket to be here. If you don't like it, you can kiss my ass.
Disney decided to trespass her after she went ahead and had her little spew. I don't care. I paid my ticket to be here. Again. Obviously, it's definitely... Look at Alyssa smile. Obviously...
I'm melting over here.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, this person paid a ticket to be there.
Right there in that spot.
Right there in that spot. I paid my ticket to be right here, blocking everybody's path in front of Casey's. That's where I want. If you don't know what that is, Casey's has some really good freaking hot dogs. Ooh.
They're huge, too.
They're huge. I'm talking about women. If you have issues with your man in bed, go to Casey's. They got a big, nice, long, thick hot dog for you. You may get arrested for putting it where you want to put it, but still, it's a good hot dog to eat. Maybe other things too. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't know about that. But I'm just saying, Casey's are pretty good. Let's see here. The arrest report said Kaylee stated that while attempting to handcuff Dora the Explorer, who the hell is this? Oh, Dora. Anyway, Dora began to resist arrest by actively not giving Kaylee her right arm and continued tugging her right hand. Kaylee said that she had a pinky injury. Sorry, the pinky, not wrist. A pinky injury on her left hand due to this accident. Anyway, so that's...
So, dumb lady wouldn't move.
Yeah. What an asshole. Ash Ho. Yeah. All my fucking sound effects are gone. Sucks. Except for that one. That one I can use. That was a new one. What else we have here? Disney.
Disney?
Yeah. I don't know how much I believe this. Woman trying to bring in leftover cocaine to the Magic Kingdom.
Leftover?
What is leftover? Right, exactly. What is leftover?
Apparently they used some of it and there was some left over. I don't know.
I don't think I believe this, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a reputable source. I just don't believe it. Anyway, let me move on to some food news from Disney.
Food news.
Yeah, food news. Something to keep you awake.
Sorry.
Okay. Disney just went ahead and reinvented Taco Bell's Crunchwrap Supreme with a hamburger.
Interesting.
So this is at Disneyland.
Oh.
We found a cozy place. It's called the Redstone Tavern with an E at the end. And apparently they had some new dishes. There is what's called Folds, which is it's a chicken Fantasyland fare full with a chicken patty, hash brown cheese, white cheese sauce, and pickle aioli folded into threes. So it's not. It's like it's a chicken thing.
Okay.
There is here's the other one. There's another one there. It's a flour tortilla filled with seasoned ground beef, hash browns, cheese, white cheddar sauce burger. So you can get your folds either with chicken or ground beef.
Oh.
And it is like a crunch wrap. So Disney is stealing Taco Bell's idea. I don't know why. I don't know what they're doing. But there is also a salted caramel butter cake sundae.
That sounds amazing.
The hell with you, Disneyland.
You know, I want to try, and we didn't get around to it when we were at Epcot, but it was also kind of cold that day. But I want to try the Dole Whip flight that they've got going on with the Festival of the Arts right now.
Yes.
It is 3 different flavors of Dole Whip.
Yes.
And 3 different kinds of candies that you can put on it.
So basically you have 3 different sundaes in one.
Kind of.
Nice.
It has freeze-dried Skittles, mini Starburst, and I don't remember what the third one was, candies, but it looks really good, and I wanted to try it, but it was cold, and we didn't make it over there.
See, here's the problem, is that it was cold.
Yes, it was.
That's just not a problem with the Dole Whip. That wasn't a problem with just the Dole. No, that was a problem with the entire damn state of Florida.
Well, it was cold the day we were at Animal Kingdom. It wasn't as bad the day we were at Epcot, but the day we were at Animal Kingdom, it was really cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we were wearing beanies. Our son was wearing a winter coat.
I was wearing a long sleeve.
He was wearing a long sleeve shirt, which is saying a lot.
That does not happen unless there are extreme conditions.
Yeah.
Extreme conditions.
Well, we were outside the whole time.
Yeah.
So.
Let me say this in another way. Extreme
conditions. Hold on.
Extreme conditions.
Well, wasn't like the high in like the 40s that day or something like that?
I think it was like 46 or something.
Yeah, it was cold for Florida.
It was fucking snowing in northern Florida.
Not that day. That was like a few days before that. But
it should have been.
I know. I wish that we could have made it up there for the snow.
We should have. We should have called in work, gone up to Pensacola, made us. Do you want to build a snowman? No.
Do you want to build a snowman?
That's better.
Hey, it's much better. Yes. We represent the Lollipop Guild.
Is that how it goes, by the way? Is the Lollipop Guild?
Yeah, it is.
All right. I don't have any fancy intro music. Why don't you go ahead and do the good news, and
all right.
Let's just get this bitch out.
I actually found a better story.
All right, cool. All right, here's Alyssa with the good news. Da, 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 da!
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Stop it. Just do
Anyway,
the news.
A heroic school bus driver rushes into a burning home and saves a student's dogs. A routine morning took a heroic turn when Todd Morris, a former police officer and school bus driver for Jackson local schools, ran into a burning home to save his students' beloved dogs. Morris was heading home after an appointment on a school closure day when he spotted unusual smoke near fire station number 2. I was actually looking at fire station number 2, our firehouse, and said, "It's not chimney smoke," he recalled. As he got closer, he saw flames pouring from a second-story window. Realizing the home belonged to a family on his bus route, Morris immediately sprang into action. He parked, called 911, and rushed toward the house. There wasn't a lot of forethought running down the yard. The mission was to get my kids, he said. Despite thick smoke, he repeatedly entered the house, calling out for the children. I was still yelling for the kids. Eventually, I started to go upstairs. I was getting pretty thick smoke-wise. I couldn't even tell what room the fire was in, but I could see the fire was starting to get worse, he said. I went out to get another fresh breath of air, came in and looked down the stairs, and both of the dogs were sitting at the bottom of the stairs with a deer in the headlights look. Morris coaxed the dogs to safety, carrying one of them, who had special needs, out of the house. Thankfully, no one else was home. Morris says he was in the vicinity following several delays in his other appointments that morning, but he believes he was there where he was meant to be at the time. Something put me there in the right place at the right time. I was just there at the right time, and I just acted on what I knew, he said. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I would say that's that makes up for it a lot. Very good. Make sure you go ahead and like and share the show. We are on Facebook and YouTube. Search The Charles Richardson Show. We have our own page on Facebook. We have our own channel on YouTube. We also are listed on the Just for Fun Radio Facebook page. Thanks to DJ Scotty for allowing us that privilege. And we are also on the Lime City Radio Network Facebook page as well. We are on our own flagship station. It is now called PowerOneRadio.com. So if you need to go ahead and actually listen to some awesome music, which we will have more of, we are playing 80s and 90s dance music now, but go ahead and listen to Power, the number one, and the word radio.com. Take a look at our website. We are slowly building, slowly churning, slowly earning. I don't know, whatever. But make sure you go ahead and listen to that as well. Once again, I want to thank Matt Connerton for coming on. He is, again, a licensed hypnotherapist. If you'd like to book a session, he can work anywhere, anytime. MattConnerton.com. It's right there, MattConnerton.com. Make sure you go ahead and check out his list of services that he offers. And, of course, don't forget to listen to Matt Connerton Unleashed every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to noon, where he does interviews from all across all different types of musical guests and more. Very entertaining show. Make sure you go ahead and listen every Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon on Facebook, where he is listed on his webpage, Matt Connerton Unleashed, or you can listen to IPMNation.com. IP as in Paul, nation.com. I think I said that right. I'm not sure if I did. I hope I did. Anyway, we are out of here, and we want to thank everybody for listening and joining in. We appreciate it. Guys, take care. We are back, and we'll be back on Wednesday, Hump Day edition of the Charles Richardson program. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. Be well. Don't pee in yellow snow. And love one another. Yeah.
All right. Julie Chen Moon Vez.
What am I going to do? I don't know.
Yeah, it's true, been there before. But now the sun don't hurt me. It blinded me permanently.